Hello buddies, welcome back to Caperswaytech. This is Harsha. So this video is going to be about the various factors you should consider before opting your education loan. So this video is going to be a one-stop solution to all the things which you didn't know about the banks and their loan process. So always the first things bank ask you is your GRE score, TOEFL or IELTS score during the loan process. So if you're planning to prepare for IELTS, Unacademy would be the best choice. अनअकैडमी लेकर आया है अनलॉक 20 ऑफर। आप मेरा कोड हर्षा10 यूज करके कोई भी सब्सक्रिप्शन परचेस कर सकते हो 20% ऑफर पे। ये लिमिटेड ऑफर है बस आज के लिए मार्च 16 और ओनली एक्सक्लूसिव टू माय सब्सक्राइबर्स। So you'll be getting many various options like live classes, doubt solving sessions. You can ask your doubts via raise a hand feature. You'll be getting PDF notes. You'll be getting live tests and quizzes with analysis of your performances, and you will also be getting recording of all your live classes. So all the content and subjects under one subscription. They have already started early achievers batch for IELTS on March 9th, and they will also be starting a new course called Power Pack course for IELTS, which will be launched on 16th March by India's top educators. So what are you waiting for? Check out all the links of Unacademy Early Achievers for IELTS and Power Pack course for IELTS in the description box, and don't forget to use my code HARSHA10 to unlock for free and also to get exclusive 20% discount on your subscription. It's time to crack it. So this video will be coming in two parts. Without any further delay, let's get into the video. The seventh point is the moratorium period. So this period is the number of years given to you by the bank where you don't have to pay any amount to the bank. So even in moratorium periods, there's a difference between all the banks. If you consider government banks, they give you a moratorium period of your master's duration, that is 1.5 or 2 years plus 1 year of grace period. So almost 2.5 to 3 years. Whereas if you look at private banks, they give you the master's duration plus only 6 months of grace period. So it would be better, going with government banks since they give you an extra 6 months of grace period when compared to private banks. So the eighth point is linked to the previous point, that is moratorium period, whether the bank charges simple interest or compound interest. Even during the moratorium period, if you want to pay the interest rate to the bank, you can do that. If you have the money, you can do that. But here comes the major difference. Suppose if you consider SBI, during SBI's moratorium period, if you want to pay the interest, they charge you simple interest. And after the moratorium period, they charge you compound interest. But whereas for HDFC, that is a private bank, even during moratorium period, they charge you compound interest, and even after moratorium period, they charge you compound interest. So if you're opting for HDFC, you're paying more even during the moratorium period when compared to SBI, since they're considering compound interest. So this is the major disadvantage if you want to repay your loan during the moratorium period. So the next point is again linked to the previous point, and that is the prepayment penalty. So some banks charge you some penalty if you want to start paying your loan in moratorium period. Like government bank, they don't charge anything, but I guess for NBFCs and private banks, they charge you some extra amount even during the moratorium period if you want to pay your loan. So kindly confirm with the bank whether there is any prepayment penalty, or you can pay how much ever amount you want during the moratorium period. So I think the extra charge is basically when it comes to interest rate. Suppose if you consider SBI, they are charging simple interest. So I think they don't charge you anything. But whereas HDFC, it's compound interest rate. So they are indirectly charging you extra during the moratorium period. So the 10th point is floating or fixed interest rate. When it comes to floating interest rate, it varies according to the market. So basically it's both an advantage and disadvantage for us and the bank. So basically when the market goes up, the interest rate increases and it's a disadvantage for us. When the market goes down, the interest rate reduces and it's an advantage for us but a disadvantage for the bank people. So going with the floating rate is slightly a risk for you, but when the market goes down, it's an advantage for you. So we cannot predict whether the interest rate will go up or will go down. So it will be better to go with a fixed interest rate. So I would suggest to go with fixed interest rate as it will stay the same and it will not vary according to the market prices. I guess private banks and government banks give you a fixed interest rate, whereas some NBFCs give you a floating interest rate. So the next point is linked to the previous one, that is tuition, living and miscellaneous expenses. When it comes to miscellaneous expenses, some banks even provide loan amount for flight charges, and for buying electronic gadgets after going their laptop or smartphone, and even for buying books. So confirm with the bank beforehand whether they are including flight charges, laptop charges and books charges, so that it wouldn't create any problem in the future. So what I would suggest is you can spend your own money on flight charges and for buying a laptop or books, because it's when compared to tuition and living expenses, those are minimal charges. So what I think is you can spend those with your money so that they won't add up to the loan amount and you create a burden for you. So the final point to note is time required for dispersing the amount. When you consider government banks, they take at least 1 to 2 weeks to disperse your amount. Suppose if your deadline for paying tuition fees is on 20th March, it would be better to intimate them on 1st March so that they will start the process of dispersing the amount. So when it comes to private banks and NBFCs, they are quite fast, so I think it wouldn't create any problem with them. But when it comes to government banks, as they're a bit slow in this loan processing, so it would be better that you intimate them 1 or 2 weeks prior to the deadline of your paying your tuition fees. Or even for your personal expenses, if you want any money, it would be better to intimate them so that you will be getting your money in 1 to 2 weeks. So finally, all the government banks, private banks and NBFCs have their pros and cons. So it's up to you and your sponsor. You have to decide which is the best option for you to choose. So that's it for this video, guys. Like this video so that this video will reach to greater audience, and it will also clear doubts of many people who are confused about which education loan to opt, like whether government, private or NBFCs. This video is a complete answer to all the confusing questions which you have on bank and their loan process. So even share it with your friends since it will be very useful for them also. So the factors which I have pointed out in this video are completely based on mine, and I've confirmed with the bank. I have reached out to HDFC, Axis Bank, ICICI, SBI and even for NBFCs. So I have contacted them, and like all these factors I have noted down. So I think it will be quite worthful to watch this video, and you can also share it with your friends or anyone who are still under the process, or who are still under the confused state to choose which education loan. So finally, it's up to you. You should decide your education loan along with your sponsor. If you have collateral, you can go with that. If you don't have, you can go with non-collateral. And if you want to claim income tax benefits, again you have to go with government or private banks, and because since NBFCs don't have that. So every education loan has different pros and cons. Education loan with complete pros is not available in the market. So if you want to get some benefits, you have to sacrifice some. So it's not possible to get all benefits. So that's it for this video, guys. If you have any other questions regarding this education loan process or banks, just comment under this video. And when it comes to me, I've completely eliminated NBFCs. I'm not opting any loan from NBFCs. I'm looking into private and government banks. So I've still not decided to go with which education loan. Maybe by March end, I'll decide. And when it comes to I-20, I have still not requested any I-20 from ASU or SUNY. And even when it comes to decisions, I have not received any decisions. Only 4, that is ASU SUNY admits and NU Virginiatech rejects. That's it. So I have not received any decisions. Maybe by March end, I'll be receiving Rutgers, Texas A&M and UIC decision. So let's wait. So I will update everything, like which loan I'll be opting, which I-20 I'll be requesting, or if I get any other decisions. So just subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notifications and stay tuned for my next upcoming videos. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye bye.